Is this trail suitable for beginners? A practical phrase used to check whether a trail is appropriate for beginners. Is this trail suitable for beginners? While a baby mountain wore training wheels, I asked, is this trail suitable for beginners? How long is the hike? A practical phrase used to ask how long a hike normally takes. How long is the hike? While a hiking boot measured the trail with ribbon, I asked, how long is the hike? Do I need a permit? A practical phrase used to check whether an outdoor activity requires a permit. Do I need a permit? While a squirrel stamped permits at a tree stump desk, I asked, do I need a permit? Where does the trail start? A practical phrase used to locate the beginning of a hiking trail. Where does the trail start? While the trailhead cut a ribbon for its grand opening, I asked, where does the trail start? Is the trail clearly marked? A practical phrase used to ask whether a trail has clear route markers. Is the trail clearly marked? While trail markers held bright umbrellas in a line, I asked, is the trail clearly marked? What should I bring? A practical phrase used to ask what equipment or supplies are recommended. What should I bring? While a backpack packed another smaller backpack, I asked, what should I bring? Is drinking water available? A practical phrase used to check whether safe drinking water is available on a route. Is drinking water available? While a water bottle operated a mountain fountain, I asked, is drinking water available? What's the weather forecast? A practical phrase used to ask about expected outdoor weather. What's the weather forecast? While a cloud presented the forecast with tiny charts, I asked, what's the weather forecast? Are there any steep sections? A practical phrase used to ask whether a trail includes steep parts. Are there any steep sections? While a steep hill wore a necktie and stood very straight, I asked, are there any steep sections? Do I need hiking boots? A practical phrase used to check whether hiking footwear is necessary. Do I need hiking boots? While two boots interviewed my sneakers, I asked, do I need hiking boots? Is it safe to hike alone? A practical phrase used to ask whether solo hiking is considered safe. Is it safe to hike alone? While my shadow carried its own emergency whistle, I asked, is it safe to hike alone? Are there any wild animals here? A practical phrase used to ask about wildlife in an outdoor area. Are there any wild animals here? While a deer checked wildlife names on a clipboard, I asked, are there any wild animals here? Where is the nearest shelter? A practical phrase used to locate a nearby trail shelter. Where is the nearest shelter? While a tiny cabin waved a bright handkerchief, I asked, where is the nearest shelter? Can I camp here? A practical phrase used to ask whether camping is permitted at a location. Can I camp here? While a tent opened a front desk for reservations, I asked, can I camp here? Is swimming allowed in the lake? A practical phrase used to check whether swimming is permitted in a lake. Is swimming allowed in the lake? While a fish held up a laminated pool rule card, I asked, is swimming allowed in the lake? Can I rent a bicycle? A practical phrase used to ask about bicycle rental. Can I rent a bicycle? While a bicycle rang its bell at a rental counter, I asked, can I rent a bicycle? Do you have helmets? A practical phrase used to ask whether safety helmets are provided. Do you have helmets? While a helmet protected a watermelon during a picnic, I asked, do you have helmets? Which route has the best view? A practical phrase used to ask which route offers the best scenery. Which route has the best view? While three mountains posed for a landscape painting, I asked, which route has the best view? What time should I turn back? A practical phrase used to ask for a safe time to begin returning. What time should I turn back? While the sunset set an alarm clock on the trail, I asked, what time should I turn back? Could you call mountain rescue? A practical phrase used to request mountain rescue in an emergency. Could you call mountain rescue? While a rescue radio sat ready while a mountain wore a bandage, I asked, could you call mountain rescue?